Hi, my name is Favor. Welcome to my channel and welcome to our long haul flight video. In this video, we are going to fly from Houston to London Heathrow, Bush Intercontinental Airport to London Heathrow, and then back again from London Heathrow to Houston. We had direct flights. We did not have any changeover flights, none of that. It was a direct flight. We did check some luggage and we were in economy. Now, ahead of this flight, I watched a ton of long haul flight videos. And in those videos, there was a whole lot of, you need this, you need this, you need this. So I picked up a lot of, you need this and you need this. And I'm going to tell you in this video what we actually used and what we brought. So listen, flying and what you may need for a long haul flight are very personal preferences. It's very personal. You may need something that I don't need, and I may want and need something that you don't need. So let's start off with our seats. We did pick economy. Listen, we're on a budget. I would love to fly business class. I would love to fly in the big fancy lay down seats. That's just not in our budget. So we flew economy. So picking the right seats is number one for a comfortable flight. Look, it's a long haul flight. You're in economy. It's not going to be super comfortable. I mean, you're going to get off that plane tired. That's just all there is to it. Going to London, we flew red eye. So we flew overnight, which I have to tell you is ideal when you're going to a location. You're able to try and sleep on the plane. You're able to maybe rest and relax. The lights are off on the plane. It's just an ideal situation, especially if you're going to a place where the time zone is significantly different from your own. So we were going forward 6 hours. So it really made a huge difference for us. Now, coming home, we flew during the day. The first thing you really need to consider when you're planning a long haul flight, both going and coming, is the time of your flight. You of course want to maximize your time where you're going, but you also need to take into account jet lag. You need to make sure that going there, you can at least try and rest or sleep somewhat. That's not always possible, but that is the first thing that we looked at. So going there, we did try and find and chose a red-eye flight. Coming home, we wanted a flight in the daytime so that we would be up and awake and alert and could help push back through those 6 hours we moved forward. The next thing you need to consider is where to sit on the plane. Listen, there are lots of strategies on the best place to sit. It really is contingent upon the plane that you are on. In our particular plane, it was a 2-4-2 or a 3-4-3, meaning there's 3 seats, there's 4 seats, there's 3 seats, or there's 2 seats, which is in our case, there was only 1 or 2 rows of that, 2 seats, 4 seats, and 2 seats. Now, in this particular plane, it was quite ideal. We had 2 seats in the very last row, right before, not the last row of the plane, the very last row of this little cabin area. And we were right in front of the emergency exit. Here's our seats. We're at 38. There we go. There's only 2 seats in this row, and the bathrooms are right there. There's no one behind us, so we can recline. And the emergency door is right there. There's more seats back there. How nice is this? Good job, Robert. Good job. We were able to completely recline. You can't recline much in our seats. Listen, I know people recline all the time. For me personally, you do you, but for me personally, in economy in particular, I feel it's incredibly rude to recline on the person behind me. You already have such limited space. I don't really want to take any more from them. And I know the idea is everybody reclines and then you still have the same space, but not everybody reclines. So it doesn't always work that way. I hope that makes sense. I'm just trying to be polite to the person behind me. So in this case, we had 2 seats and we could recline without any issue. The other thing is we were right next to the bathroom. Now I'm showing you the bathroom here. There are 2 bathrooms in the particular cabin of the particular plane we were on. There's the regular teeny tiny bathroom, and then there's this one that's a little more spacious. So if you needed to change clothes or you just needed a little more room to move around, that was in there as well. On these bigger planes, this was a 777, on these bigger planes you do have in certain spots, in certain cabins of the plane, you will have the bigger bathrooms. We tend to fly and choose seats right near the wing. Just happens to be how it worked out this time. And in this case, the big bathroom was right there by the wing. These two seats side by side meant two things. One, if either one of us needed to use the restroom, we weren't disturbing another passenger. So that brings me to where to sit. If you have a 3-4-3 and you don't need to be by the window, you don't care, your best bet is an aisle and then the second seat in the 4 seating section. If there's 2 of you, that way you can move around and, move each other if you need to, get up, move around, do whatever you need to do without disturbing other passengers. I have noticed that does make a lot of us uncomfortable. Some people don't care, but it makes a lot of us uncomfortable if we're in the middle to make somebody on one side of you get up so that you can get up and use the restroom because you're disturbing them twice, especially if somebody who's sound asleep and you really don't want to disturb them. I get it. So just pick one of the 2 seats that I've talked about. It's just easier that way. If you're flying alone, choose an aisle seat. No matter where you are, choose the aisle seat. That way you can get up and come and go as you need. If you need to stretch your legs, stick it out in the aisle for a second. Just don't trip somebody. Stand up, move around. You're not disturbing the people sleeping next to you. That's the biggest problem with the 3 seats is if you don't all know each other, you're going to wake somebody up if you're not on the aisle when you have to go to the restroom. And believe me, 8, 9, 10, 11-hour flight, you're going to have to use the restroom. So, especially with as many drinks as they serve you. And I don't mean alcoholic drinks, just drinks in general. Pillows. I brought a lot of pillows with me. I brought this pillow, and this is a regular pillow. But I'm doing everything I can to make myself sleep on this plane. I didn't end up using the regular pillow, the small, compact, regular shaped pillow. We tried to use the neck pillows and they do make a difference. Like they keep you from tilting your head like this or forward and giving yourself a headache. So you do need, if you're going to try and sleep on a plane, in particular if you're in the window, you do need some sort of neck pillow. If you are on the aisle or one of the inner seats, the middle seats, I recommend one that really keeps you upright so that when you're leaning back, it keeps you comfortable but upright, or even one of the ones that you can pull your tray table down, put your arms in, put your head in, and lean forward. Whatever is more comfortable for you. In our case, we chose these they're really good pillows. They're very comfortable just around the neck and you can tighten them in the front. I suggest something that latches or tightens or hooks one way or the other right here in the front so it doesn't, as you're moving, it doesn't slide off or pop open, taking away the support that you need. So you want to make sure that you find one that closes in the front that fits your particular neck. Because some people have longer necks, some people have shorter necks. You need to find one that actually fits you. That's why I suggest Amazon or go in person to try them out. Amazon, because you can order quite a few and then send back the ones that don't work for you. In our case, we only tried one. Not even thinking that the seat will have a head cushion in the back, and that head cushion will interfere with the larger neck pillows, making you kind of leaning forward, which made it uncomfortable for us. So we ended up leaning to the left. And if you have a window seat, that's fine. Or somebody next to you that you're comfortable with leaning on, please don't lean on a stranger's shoulder. They won't appreciate that. So we had to kind of lean to the side. So it really wasn't practical, the type of pillow that we had. Everything else about our pillow was fantastic. It really, really was. But that block behind our heads on the seat, which is a head support, was in the way. If I could have flipped that up out of the way, it would have been ideal. Our pillows would have been perfect. I could have leaned my head back and relaxed and been very, very comfortable. Enough about the neck pillow. Seating in those seats is hard. The airplane seats are hard. The airplane came with a inexpensive pillow and a blanket. Our flight, that was in each of our seats. The blanket was scratchy, so I did bring my own. I have a cashmere wrap that I picked up online that is so comfortable and so cozy, so I use that as my blanket. Cashmere is very breathable, so if you get hot flashes, or that kind of thing. You sweat when you stress or something like that. You're going to want something super breathable. So I used the neck pillow that came on the plane. I sat on that. It still wasn't great. It really wasn't great. We have since ordered something else to try for our next flight. I'll leave it linked for you. It's ridiculously expensive. There's a bajillion of them on Amazon. So I'll just leave some linked for you. We're going to try these out and we'll see how it does on the next flight. I haven't used them yet, so I can't tell you, but I can tell you that the pillow we used, it was okay going. Coming home, it wasn't. Coming home, our flight was delayed quite a bit in the air. So it was a very long flight. Food. The food on the plane, it's not spectacular, but they do feed you and they feed you often. Here is the menu from our particular flight. Now, I happen to have food allergies. They took very good care of me. It was great. I didn't have anything to worry about. My husband didn't want any of the food on the plane. He's an extremely picky eater, although I will say there were quite a few easy choices, like a burger. You had a choice of a burger and lasagna, I think, one night, and then they had pizza, and they had different breakfast options. They had sandwiches. There were things like that. You could order and pay for additional food, but what came with the flight was very easy things that most people would enjoy. She just came around and she said my seat name, and then she was like, Faber Fenwick, and then she said gluten-free, and I was like, oh, yay! So maybe they're gonna feed me. I don't know, we'll see what they offer. There's plenty of snacks, plenty of drinks. They were always up and down the aisle bringing us something, but if you were sleeping, they did not disturb you. So do know that. If you want to be disturbed, if you want them to wake you, just let them know. And they will remember. I don't know how, but they do remember. Let's talk about the fact that in the air, we were flying there. They do dim the cabin lights. It was nice and quiet. It was quiet. However, I highly recommend, if you are a light sleeper, the noise of the plane is very loud and it can become quite annoying. So either bring your noise canceling headphones with you. And my ears get very sensitive to that kind of thing, to my noise canceling headphones. It irritates my ears. So bring some earplugs is another option. You do not need headphones for the in-seat entertainment. The flight crew will come around and offer you headphones that work with the systems on their plane. Some of the planes you can connect your headphones via Bluetooth. Some you can't. It just depends upon the age of the plane that you're on. Sometimes it's really difficult to get that information for your particular plane. So just bring your headphones for whatever device you're bringing, and know that most planes have entertainment in the seat in front of you, a nice big screen, and it's almost always included. But you can check those things out before you board your flight with your particular airline. That information will be there for you. Just look on their website, look on their app. That information will definitely be there in reference to your particular flight. You're going to be a little cramped, okay? You'll be a little cramped in economy. Your in-cabin bag that you put under your seat, I learned on this flight, all the things that you are going to think you're going to need: snacks, headphones, lip balm. Do bring a lip balm. You will get so dry. Lip balm, maybe a hand lotion. If you are somebody with super dry hands or skin and that bothers you, bring a hand lotion, okay? A small one, just bring a very moisturizing small one. I wore my contacts, took them off on the plane, and put my glasses on. Oh my goodness, my eyes would get so dry. But if you have to wear your contacts, you'll need eye drops, okay? Bring your eye drops. All of those little things that you're going to need, either slip them in a Ziploc bag or some sort of little bag in your backpack or in your underseat carry-on bag, underseat bag. Bring it all in there, and when you're getting on the plane and getting comfortable in your seat, pull that little bag out, put it in your little seat back, and have that there for easy access, because the bending over, and you're already cramped, bending over and pulling your bag out from underneath the seat in front of you and trying to fumble in the dark to find your things is cumbersome and difficult. So just do yourself a favor, put it in one little bag, and that little bag you can take out and stick in the back of the seat, and you've got it there. Right there. I do travel with a very small miniature flashlight. Cruise ship cabins can be dark. There can be power failures on ships, that kind of thing. So now I've started carrying a separate flashlight. Yes, you have them on your phone. You can just use your phone, but I carry a separate one just in case. Just keep that bag handy right there. Maybe your readers, your glasses, if you're a particular picky snacker or a snack you prefer to have versus what they're going to hand out on the plane, or you want more snacks, bring that, put it right there in the back of the seat in front of you. That way you're not having to dig underneath your seat in front of you because, again, it's very tight. Lesson learned, okay? Lesson learned. Going forward, I will have a separate bag that I pull out and stick in that seat back or right next to you, whatever you want to do. Lastly, be prepared for delays. Just be prepared for delays. If you're lucky and you fly straight through with no delays, great. But both legs of our trip, going and coming, we had delays. One was in air because there was thunderstorms and rain in 3 separate parts of the country that we had to fly around, causing a 2-hour delay. If you have a connecting flight, be very careful of that. Be very aware of that. You can have in-air delays, not just ground delays. So just keep that in mind. Also, if you're coming internationally, you land in the States, and then you're going to fly on to another flight in the States. Your luggage is coming off the plane through baggage claim, and then you're going to have to recheck it and go back through. Now, in our airport, there is a separate little baggage. There's baggage claim and then recheck in right there. So there's security for your baggage right there. So that was the case, but there were still people running to catch their next flights. Like I said, we were 3 hours delayed. Just keep that in mind. That is something you should research, is when you have a connecting flight and you're coming international back into the U.S. or U.S. to international airports, do you have to get your luggage? Will your luggage be claimed and then have to go back through security? I highly recommend that you call the airline and ask for your particular flight, okay? Because that can really determine how long you need in between your flights. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying I saw a lot of people who did not know that was the case, and they were scrambling. So keep that in mind. We flew. It was wonderful. Going there was quite easy. When we got to London, we did have a delay. Because we had delayed when we were leaving. We were in the plane. We had a delay on the tarmac. We are delayed. We have a sick passenger who is going to deplane, and then they have to find her luggage and do paperwork. So hopefully we'll be leaving soon. The captain was like, it's going to be a little bit. Nope. We're already done. We're about to depart. We have another delay, but we are actually moving now. When we got to London, we had to circle around a little bit before we could land. And then when we landed, we had to get an open gate. So there was a delay going, which was no fault of the airline. And then coming home, again, we had thunderstorms that we had to go around, causing a delay coming home. Wear stretchy, comfortable pants. Make sure you're in comfortable shoes and socks. Make sure nothing is too binding or uncomfortable on your waist. You swell on planes, at least I do. The air is very dry, and sometimes a plane can go from hot to freezing cold to hot to freezing cold. Make sure what you're wearing are layers. I wore a t-shirt and a zip-up like sweat jacket. I also had a little cashmere blanket with me. It's not a blanket, it's a wrap. I use it all the time. It's very versatile. So I always have it with me. It's very breathable, it's comfortable. It's a natural fiber. It's great. I absolutely love it. It's washable. It's great. I wear sneakers and socks. A lot of people prefer compression socks. That's very binding for me. It's not comfortable for me, but a lot of people need them and wear them, especially on a long haul flight. And do not sit the entire time. If you can, get up, move around, wiggle a little bit, get your wiggles out, and then sit back down just to keep the blood flowing. I am a nervous flyer. I will tell you that right now. I am a nervous flyer, but I did pretty well on this flight. I am claustrophobic and I don't enjoy flying. And it was fine. Going was fine. Coming home was a long flight, very uncomfortable. By the time we were getting off that plane, we were feeling antsy and anxious and just ready to be off the plane. It was very frustrating, all the delays. But again, that's not the fault of the captain. That's not the fault of the flight crew or the airline. That's the weather, and they can't control the weather. So there you go. So pack your patience, pack your kindness, bring it on the plane with you, and you'll be just fine. So thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate you. Don't forget to watch our London vlogs. Don't forget to watch our Sky Princess vlogs. We'll have them linked down there in the description box for you and up here in an iCard. up here in an iCard for you. And thank you very much for your time. Subscribing is free. I invite you to subscribe. I sure would appreciate it. And if you're so inclined, give this video a thumbs up and share with your friends. All right, we will see you in the next one.
Come fly away with me. Imagine all the things that we could see. Yeah, don't you know that life's a dance? Come take my hand and fly away with me. Make my heart race in a hurry, lose my every worry, every second I'm with you. We'll turn all the pages, check off all the places, every day is something new. Don't that sky look blue? Yeah. Come fly away with me. Imagine all the things that we could see. Yeah, don't you know that life's a dance? Come take my hand and fly away with me.
We would like to welcome you to London Heathrow. The local time here is 17 minutes past 12. Please stay comfortable.
Every moment, make my every dream come true. Oh, I can't describe it. Took my tongue and tied it, sent my heart.